Good morning students. Today we are going to have our third video lesson of Geography class 6. We will start chapter number 2 today. The topic is weather and climate. We will cover the information given on page number 9 and 10 of your book. The time duration of today's lesson is 35 minutes and the resources required are Secondary Social Studies Book 1, Notebook and Pens. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to differentiate between weather and climate. State why it is important to know about the climate of a place. Explain how distance from equator affects the climate of a place. State the effect of altitude on climate. And state the reason of climatic differences between Karachi and Lahore. Now, before we start our lesson, let's watch a small video clip.
It's the only one we know that harbors life. A spinning globe of blue, green, gold and white. A thing of beauty, but for many of us a thing of questions. Many of these concern that thing which impacts us every day of our lives. The weather. In this global age, so many of us have travelled beyond our own borders, to lands that were hotter, colder, drier, or wetter than our own. Or perhaps we've even gone halfway around the world and yet experienced weather very similar to the country of our origin. And perhaps some of us have asked the question, why is this so? Well, all these questions have been answered, and they all come under one subject, that of climate.
Now, can you name the landforms you have observed in this video clip and the weathers which you had seen in this video clip? Let me name a few. The landforms which we observed in this video were mountains, plains, valleys, glaciers, waterfall, plateaus, sea, and the different weathers which were observed in this video were sunny, snowy, hot, cloudy. So, what is the difference between weather and climate? Let's watch another video to understand.
Climate and weather. Together, they are among the most influential forces on Earth. Climate refers to the average weather conditions of a place over a long period of time. The Earth has 6 main climate zones. Some are mild and inviting, like the Mediterranean climate of southern Europe. Others are harsh, like the arid deserts of northern Africa and the frozen tundra of Greenland. Through history, climate has often played a part in where people have chosen to settle. In the ancient world, some of the first permanent human communities occurred in places with hospitable climates. But humans have long had an amazing capacity to cope with more severe and challenging climates. Today, with widespread use of refrigeration for foods and of air conditioning and heating for homes, humans can survive in all climates, including the frozen desert of Antarctica or the blazing heat of Death Valley, California, where temperatures can soar above 130 degrees. Weather, on the other hand, refers to the day-to-day conditions of the Earth's atmosphere at a particular place and time. Weather can be glorious or annoying. It can also be devastating. Severe weather can destroy homes and property, cripple transportation, ruin crops, and create havoc for people caught in its path. In the United States, weather causes, on average, more than $11.4 billion in damages each year. About 15% of that damage occurs in Florida alone, a state that sees more than its share of hurricanes, floods, and tornadoes. An accurate weather forecast can make it possible for people to prepare for severe conditions before they strike. In cases of hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods, a warning can save lives by giving people time to get out of harm's way.
Now, let's see how much you remember from what you have watched. What is climate? Climate refers to the average weather conditions of a place over a long period of time. State the importance of climate through history. Some of the first permanent human communities settled in the areas with hospitable climate. Is it difficult for humans to settle in harsh climate today? No. With use of new technology, humans have developed the capacity to live in harsh climate also. What is weather? It refers to the day-to-day conditions of weather at a particular place. How can accurate weather forecast help people? It helps people to prepare for severe weather conditions before they strike. So students, as we know that what is weather and what is climate, so we need to move forward and we need to see what causes different climates. Temperature is one factor that affects climate. The temperature of a place depends on various factors, which are distance from equator, altitude, the height of a place above sea level, proximity, nearness to the sea, ocean currents, rainfall, air pressure or weight, and direction of wind. So ultimately these are the factors which affect the climate of a place. Let's discuss each factor one by one in detail. Distance from equator. Now first of all, tell me, what is equator? Yes, equator is the line which divides the earth into northern and southern hemispheres. Now equator is a place which gets direct sunlight. So the areas which are near the equator or closer to the equator, they are warmer and wetter, because the direct sunlight reaches to these areas. Now you can see these are the areas which are near equator in the northern hemisphere. These are the areas which are near equator in the southern hemisphere. So these all areas are warmer and wetter because they get direct sunlight. So less solar energy, low temperatures; more solar energy, more temperature. Now altitude. What is altitude? Altitude is the height of a place above sea level. You can see in this picture, this is the sea level, this line. So as you move higher than the sea level, the temperature, it drops down. You can observe this in the given picture. This is 1000 meters, temperature is 23.5. Now you see first here, sea level, the temperature it is showing is 30 degrees. Now at 1000 meters, it is 23.5 degrees. Now when you move forward, the temperature, it drops. 2000 meters, 17 degrees. And then 3000 meters, 10.5 degrees. So it means as you move higher than the sea level, the temperature, it drops down. So the areas which are at height from the sea, they are colder than the areas which are on the sea level. The higher we are, the colder it is. Proximity or nearness to the sea. Large bodies of water such as oceans, seas, and even large lakes can affect climate of an area. Coastal regions will stay cooler in summer and warmer in winter, which creates narrow temperatures. The further inland one goes, the drier the climate in most regions. Now you just observe the temperatures of two different cities of Pakistan, Karachi and Lahore. January temperature of Karachi is 18 degree and July temperature is 31.5 degrees, and the difference between the winter and summer temperature is 13.5 degrees. In Lahore, January temperature is 12 degree and July temperature is 34 degree, and the difference is 22 degrees. So the difference of Lahore temperature is much higher than Karachi. Why do you think there is such a difference in summer and winter temperatures in Lahore as compared to that of Karachi? Yes, the reason is this, that the Arabian Sea lies in south of Pakistan, so Karachi is near to the sea, and that is the reason Karachi does not have very extreme temperatures neither in summer nor in winter. However, Lahore does not have any sea in its surroundings, any big body of water in its surroundings. That is the reason Lahore has extreme temperatures. Now let's recall what we have learned today. How is weather different from the climate? Why is it important to know about the climate of a place? How does the distance from equator affect the climate of a place? How does the altitude affect climate? State the reason of climatic differences between Karachi and Lahore. Now check your answers. How is weather different from the climate? Weather is day-to-day condition of atmosphere at a particular place. However, climate refers to the average weather conditions of a place over a long period of time. Why is it important to know about the weather or climate of a place? It is important to know about the climate of a place before one visits a place, as many factors of our life depend on climate, like dress, food, etc. It also helps people to prepare for severe weather conditions before they strike. How does the distance from equator affect the climate of a place? Places near equator are warmer than the places located away from the equator. How does the altitude affect climate? The higher we are, the colder it is. So places with high altitude have very cold climate. How does proximity affect the climate? Usually, the sea keeps places near the coast cooler in summer and milder in winter than those places that are in the interior of large countries. Now let's practice. Your first task is to read page number 9 and 10 of your textbook. Your task number 2 is to answer the following question in your notebook. How does altitude affect the climate of a place? I hope you understood the concepts we discussed today. Have a good day.